Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the training sessions. We've got Simon. I've mentioned Simon before. Simon has come to a couple of cups with us. He's another one of the Mana Flux. I don't know if it's regular. Irregular is probably the right word at this stage.
Regular's not quite accurate, but yeah, I do my best.
Yeah, and I think the first time I ever met Simon is one of my absolute favourites, and he's going to hate me for bringing up the story immediately. But the first time I ever played him, he was playing Mew at Geeketry in Hanley, and I played Drapion, and I forget what the deck was around. I think it might have been Duraludon. I think it was Arceus evolved. Anyway, I had a Cape of Toughness on the Drapion, and it annoyed him to no end that I was just able to take 2 knockouts because he couldn't take out the Drapion. So,
I mean, you know, I had to get over the fact that I just met you, and you were already the kind of guy that would pull a Drapion on me as a lowly Mew player, and then you go and put a cape on it, and I just thought, yeah, well, it wasn't my day. It was a good introduction into what it's like to be a Mew player and be constantly oppressed. You know, any possible counter.
I mean, the guy who claimed to be the best guy in the shop was claims a strong word. He was a Mew player as well, so my Mew hate was at an all-time high at that point. To the point where I made sure I ran Thornton just to double Drapion.
I really did come into the game just like picking the worst deck to start playing because I just couldn't. I mean, I like to think I made up for it with trying to be nice, but everybody just had an immediate reaction of he's one of those Mew players. Oh, God, I don't know. Do we really want to be associated with him? And it's like, oh no. Well, yeah, I think I managed to pull through, and I'm trying to turn up as much as I can to the Mana Flux team because they are just all ridiculously good. So
they are. It's mad. The fact that we'll get into the conversation properly in a minute. I sent you a challenge already.
Oh, really? Sorry, I've just been looking at this this list, but I can't figure it out. So we'll just do the fun one first. We're going for a fun one first. See how
I'm not.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah. So speaking of like how good everyone is around us, we went to a cup on. It would have been last Sunday now when this comes out, and. We actually had like 6 of us go down, and 4 of us, I won't mention the 2 that didn't, it was the drivers. 2 of us didn't actually make it into the top 8, which is unfortunate, but 4 of us did. 3 of us did. Now, one of them did get DQ'd, unfortunately, due to a deck error, a second one.
So sad.
With the same judge as well, which is kind of hilarious in a way. But yeah, no, it sucked, because he really put the work in. But yeah, so he did really well, and we had like going into round 6, we actually had the potential to see 4 of our players get into top 8, but didn't quite pan out. But yeah, we're playing with some people of like real skill at the moment, and it's scary, intimidating, impressive. There's so many ways to describe the people we play with.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like. I was, talking with Matt, and we were running a similar sort of deck, but he obviously went for his list, and it was just like crazy how same idea but just slightly different, slightly different cards in it, just about maybe like 10 maximum, but the whole principle of the deck was the same. He just got the idea better than I had, and I'd been running that deck for like 3 weeks. So he just come to that week, and I don't know how he'd managed to get a grasp of it so quick. He's just, he's something else. But I was really disappointed for him. He'd gone like, he was on the top table the whole day, just riding high, and he really deserved it. But just such a small error as well. The fact that he was going out of his way to try and not get any issues to happen, and it just man, I can only imagine how bad he felt that day. I mean, driving him home, it was a long drive.
I can imagine. Yeah, I don't mean to do a cliffhanger on that particular story, but I do hope to have him on at some point. Maybe not anytime soon. He's having a bit of a break at the moment, but yeah, definitely a story to tell at some point.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, he'll go into it, and I'm sure he'll be able to explain the menace of it, because I mean, I know myself. It's just so easy to do. You're very susceptible to just like little things because there's a lot of like pressure. You know, it's like you forget how much it is to like if you're just casually playing the game, having a laugh, and then you go to some tournament and you see. You hear, there's about like 10 people who've been to Worlds here, and you feel, oh, okay, right.
Extra pressure, make sure everything goes well.
Well, yeah, I try and deal with it the best I can because I'm just like, I know I'm not like there yet. So you just go in, do the best you can, and whatever happens on the day, make the most of it. But I'm trying to learn to play Lost Box, so apologies if I take a bit longer.
It's okay, the game will rush you. So, yes. Simon, who are you? How did you get into Pokemon? How did you get into TCG?
Oh, well, so I'm me, I'm 27 and I've been playing for a while, but it's always been on and off. So got into it when I was very young, a kid, so I'm kind of just about old enough to be able to remember things like base set. And then I properly got into it about Delta species in the cards, but like Emerald, I guess, or Ruby and Sapphire in the games. It's hard to like 2005-ish, I guess. And then that was when I really fell in love with it because I would play it all the time. Me and one of my friends were very keen on it, and we'd constantly just be like going to this like little club and go. It was the first experience I had of going to like different cities to play card games. It's really fun and had some success as well for what at the time was the competitive scene. It was a bit small, but I just kind of fell off because you become a teenager and it's like not cool anymore, I guess. And then got back to uni and just decided I need to do something. I need to get out, and thought, why not play some Pokemon at this locals in Huddersfield? And that really sort of sparked me to get back into it. Had to take another break after Sun and Moon, and I've only just kind of come back, and it's the off and on has made it very difficult because there's actual rule changes from the last time I was playing, so it is really kind of it's kind of crazy how big those things are. Just like can't play a supporter on turn one, so something like Bridget doesn't exist because that used to just be a staple. I feel like I miss my turn one supporter and things like that, but. Yeah.
I didn't realize turn one supporters were like a thing up until like really recently. Actually, like it surprised me to find out.
I remember when Rare Candy was immediate. That was when I was like in Delta. You could play a basic Pokemon and Rare Candy it immediately into the thing and it was just crazy. It's like, how is that allowed? But now you think about it, but at the time, it made so many more things viable because there wasn't even 2 prizes back in the day. That didn't even exist. So
that's kind
of it's just crazy to think how it's crazy to think how big it is now. Like 3 prizes came out in Sun and Moon, and that was the first time I'd ever seen that, and it was just kind of put me off a bit because all of these big changes, they make such an impact to the game. It changes how you feel about like playing it. And I've gotten used to it now, but. Yeah, I mean, at the time, it was on basics as well, and it was just, like, crazy numbers of HP, just... too much, but... I mean, I say that, and I'm about to get hit by a 3-star Charizard.
Oh, Lord, he coming.
He is.
He's a big, chunky boy. It's one of the things I loved about this deck straight away. It's like, he's just a big idiot that hits kind of hard. It's Duraludon.
It is kind of hard. Like, I was spitting very innocently there, and you're burning down. That's something else, isn't it?
I mean, I took the spit personally. Is what happened there.
It was very innocent. I still don't know how you'd manage to do that, but right. I think we're gonna do this first. Why not?
See, this is what happens. I ask the question, then it devolves into, right, let's play. What are we doing? Making sure we don't make stupid turns happen.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because now I have to think and talk. I'm not used to that. I mean, I can barely do one at a time. So
it was fun watching Tom deal with that, actually, because it's obviously not something he's ever done before. Well, I don't know if he's never done it before, but it's definitely not something he's practiced in. And you don't really realize how much of a skill it is that, like, it's been developed over the course of, what, 8-9 years for me at this stage. That, like, I can talk and relatively play well. I still make misplays because I'm just chatting shit and joking around and stuff, but it is, like, an annoyingly difficult skill, I think, to develop at times.
Yeah. Well, I think, like, I've done it myself a bit, but, you know, when you get out of practice, you just, all of a sudden, it's a different ball game. I'm like, oh, okay. I have to, especially a card game where, like, you know, I used to play Hearthstone, and that is a very, like, you don't think as much. Whereas, you know, it's very obvious what you're gonna do. I've got mana for this. I'm gonna play this. But yeah, there's a lot of decision making going on here, and I'm like, not good with last box yet. So, I can do one or two things, and I think I'm gonna go for it this way.
So what I was going to ask then to do with all that is, like, I suppose it depends on what kind of version of it you do, but does DJing kind of, like, help translate those skills a little bit of talking while trying to do things, or thinking on the fly, I guess?
Oh, do you know, because DJing's easy. That's yeah, no, that's an easy job. I mean, like, no, don't get me wrong, you got to kind of know what you're doing, and I think the hardest part about it is just being able to sort of predict what you've got to play for people in a crowd, because, you know, there's always a different audience. People will want cheesy music, or people will want something serious, and you've just got to be, you know, reading the room. But that's, like, the hardest bit about it. That and talking to drunk people. But, you know,
no, thank you.
yeah. Honestly, really not that difficult, and I thoroughly enjoy the job. It's just something so much more fun than, like, having to be, you know, behind a desk or something. You know, having to deal with complaints was usually what I was doing before then. So it's nice to have some people at the end of the night actually, you know, giving you compliments for a change. So yeah. But translating it to this, it's just, I think, if anything, this was first. So everything comes from thinking about card games and the sort of, like, strategy thing. I've always been into strategy. So yeah, you know, and it's things like sequencing and stuff that I like to sort of do. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like a math brain or anything, but it's like you just, there's just something about feeling like I'm being smart here for some reason or whatever, you know, like the pleasure it must feel to, like, outwit somebody, but it's, like, completely based on luck at the same time. It's just like,
it is one of those things where, you know, before I was in the format, I think it was a lot, I don't want to say easier to do this, but, like, it's happening with more regularity, where you were like, okay, I've got X card, Y card, Z card in my hand. As long as this doesn't go anywhere, I mean, Judge also exists, but with Vine in the format, this kind of goes away a little bit. You're like, I can do this, and I've got the sequence, I just need them to do this, and seeing, like, the opponent fall into a trap, it's, like, such a good feeling, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's that sort of, there's just a satisfaction to it. It's not like as if I feel like, oh, well, I'm so much smarter than this guy, but it's just like having a plan and seeing it come together, you know? It's that feeling. Where
I don't know. I feel like I've outsmarted somebody if I beat them. They can say, oh, I bricked. Yeah, okay, but I won, so clearly I'm the smarter person.
Yeah, I presume I'm not, so I think that's from my position, just because, you know, I think on average I'm probably not, you know, I mean, I go against, you know, one of the other tournaments I was in, I got, like, down paired to one of the seniors players, and I was like, how old are you? Because he just, I couldn't quite tell, and he said 13. I was like, oh, heck. I just assumed, I was like, I bet he's going to beat me, because there's no, I don't know. Thankfully, I had a really good matchup into him, but I have a feeling if it wasn't, you know, that's the thing about card games, and I think that's why I liked it as a kid, because, you know, I'd play against some adult, and I'm like, beating them. It feels great. It feels like I'm somehow outsmarting this guy who's meant to be so much, you know, older than me. There was something about that to it, I think. I don't know. But what am I doing? Super hard. That's what I'm doing. Sorry about the wait.
It's okay. I'm just excited because you just talked about outsmarting people. I'm just excited to see what happens in the next couple of turns.
Oh god, yeah, no, there's no smarts going on here. I can't really think this far ahead. It's a really dodgy deck because, like, I mean, you know, I could play like a Lost Box deck that actually works, or see, you know, I've just done it now, haven't I?
Yep.
There you go. See, I knew I was going to do something else. I was going to do this first. I'm waiting for that penny to drop. You've been sitting there with a smile on your face the entire time there, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw Sableye move up, I was like, I quickly checked the lost zone. I'm sure there was only 8 a second ago. You have 9, just so you know. 9 in the lost zone.
Yeah, I'd noticed now. Well, here we go. There. That was still productive, I think.
It's low-key annoying because I wouldn't have minded a knockout here, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, you know, I'm not going to lie, didn't know what I was going to knock out at the time anyway. I just knew I was going to use Sableye for it. I thought, do I even really want to take the Charizard? Because I could just have a nice cheeky Charmander there to pick off.
I mean, you shouldn't bully my Charmander. He's out here doing his best.
No, I mean, look at he's the bullyable one. I feel like I don't know. I've always thought Charmander and the Charizard line was like the least cool because it's the one all the other kids liked, you know?
No, I'm with you. I'm kind of annoyed it's always like the best of the 3 original starters.
Yeah, why does it, like, I just don't know why people thought, because I get it, it's a dragon and it's cool, but like a turtle with guns, what was not cool about that? I don't understand.
Turtle with guns was pretty damn cool. I'm with you. I don't understand why people wouldn't be going for it. It makes no sense. And
then they had the Squirtle Squad episode. I mean, like, that's iconic. I feel like Charizard was always like a bit of a, you know, just a bit of a mad ass, really, wasn't he? What was that about?
He's constantly pissed off about something.
Yeah, for no reason. He was out there, he got saved. He'd have been left in the cold if it weren't for Ash, and then he's out like, actually, I don't care about you, and I'm just going to not do anything. Terrible. Terrible Pokemon. Terrible behaviour.
Have you just made a mistake again, buddy?
I did, yeah. No, I'm alright this time.
You're okay. Okay, yeah. I saw you use the right hand, I was like, well, Colress ain't going to happen, so that's 2 that ain't going in the lost zone.
I knew I had the chorus in the hand. It was okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some decisions.
I don't actually need that, but I'll take it. Why not?
I just got one of those. Like, oh hi, I wasn't expecting you today.
Oh, I just don't need it. It's just, but it works, I guess. At least it's not a heavy ball, I suppose. Right.
Got 2 seconds.
Oh
my. Are you about to come in with a justice kick for 210?
No, I don't think I need to justice kick.
No, I don't think I will.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna have him. You're gone. I'm sorry.
What?
That's happening. And then...
Oh, that's upsetting.
What are we doing for the rest of it?
What are you doing for the rest of it? I'm very excited to find out.
I think... Oh, God, what do I do? Do that? Yeah, and then we'll just chuck the rest there. Sure.
I just can't believe you.
Well, you know... I'm playing Paladin, man. I gotta do what I gotta do.
You have to do what you have to do.
It's not exactly like top tier meta.
Okay,
but...
so in that case, we can. We'll grab one of these.
Oh.
Ow.
Oh dear.
Ah, that's why I haven't seen that card. It's because it's not here. Okay.
Hey, that's one less for each player. Okay, you still need a good few. We're okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
That's gonna take a nice, sweet justice kick to the face. We'll be fine.
You're gonna take a sweet justice kick to the face. First of all, how dare you? Give me this. Give me this. You know what? Let's take one of these. No, let's take one of these. Call me in the morning.
And
we'll attach this just to get rid of it for now, and then Burning Darkness for 480, slight overkill.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely dead.
That's undoubted, yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, these next couple of turns.
V do you have? Do you have? You got the Arceus in this?
No Arceus in this one.
Oh, okay. It's gotta be something.
There does have to be something. You're right. I don't reveal my sources.
It's a bit of a waste. Right, so let's go. Get these.
Really annoying because my next turn's like obviously matters a lot, and there's a couple of ways I could do it, and I don't know which way is the right way.
Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing.
And yeah, I think you might win this because like I'm eating shit.
Yeah, well, just because this is what this does. Apparently, it just does this stuff. That's why I wanted to play it, because it's like it feels like no matter how close I get to feeling like I'm on top when I'm against these decks, they just always somehow still have a chance to win.
I genuinely think my main issue is I probably should have played this more like a single prize deck because of Palafin hitting for 210.
Yeah.
It's just good maths for Sableye.
Yeah, no, that's why I wanted to play it. I was like, you just need something that hits hard, and Palafin does, and I thought it was a funny card in the first place, so I was like,
Stop killing my Charmanders!
Yeah. Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I just don't want any of that to happen.
Oh, poor boys. Okay, well, the path is clear. It's just... actually, it isn't. The path kind of sucks. So, that helps. We'll attach this here. Then... does that work either way? Let's have a look. There should be one more in the deck somewhere. That's good. So, bang.
No!
My, what a large hand you have.
My nemesis.
It didn't actually help, unfortunately, because we needed to see a path out, and instead we got a path.
I also I also got like put into the 2 cards that I wanted. Yeah, if I wanted 2 cards, it's literally like if I wanted 2 cards, it was these 2.
Oh god damn, that sucks.
Yeah, well, I've finally taken a win with this.
Jesus, I just don't do well during these training sessions at all. So what 2 cards was it?
Well, it was Clara and this energy, and it's like, I mean, I was like, okay, I mean, Clara is fantastic, and then the energy was just like, well, I don't even need Clara now, just do this one.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. No, GG, bro. I mean, like I have played a bit of this already, but you know, I knew I'd worked out when you said Charizard earlier today. I was like, what's the maths? Maths are good. Okay. Just Sableye. I was like, my plan is if you get that hit in with the Palafin on a Charizard.
17-10 damage, I still didn't take the win.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but you were like hitting my Sableyes for like 600 and stuff, so you know, I felt like you got the anger out there for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The rage was there.
The beatings happened.